All right. Good morning, traders. Welcome to another market analysis session. We will not be wasting so much time today because we are still testing a lot of things, the YouTube thing, the TikTok thing, like so that we can easily record from this screen view. I believe you all can see my screen, and yeah, I'm currently sharing Go Trade Live. As you can see, market is seriously bearish, just like we pointed out yesterday in our channel that you should watch out for macroeconomic since the bombing and all this is still very, very much alarming. We should be expecting, a lot of bearish move, a lower gold on gold. And the reason for this is very simple. One, you notice that as this is currently going on, two countries involved is Iran and the United States, and which means that this would in without any house without much analysis, much research, make the crude oil markets very, very, very volatile and also scarce. And as this is going on, people will look for alternative in order to get energies. And when energies is high, you expect companies to also increase, cost of production, and all those things will also fall on the commodity, and inflation also rise. And when inflation rise, they also look at an opportunity to increase the cost of the interest rates, so as to curb inflation. And as this is going on, the pressures goes down. Normally, before now, we understand that selling holding good position is usually an opportunity to say, okay, it's a safe haven. Let's put in money here so that we can, be safe in case of because of cases of uncertainty. We don't know what's really going on. Let's move money from risky asset to safe. So gold is not only the most safe haven that investors look out to. They also look out to bond yield. They also look out to stocks that are not stocks per se, bond yield, government bonds, treasury bills, and the rest of them. So without wasting any time, we'll be looking at the chat box for comments. Also, would also be looking at opportunities in dollar paired assets. So in order for us to do that, usually we start with Euro USD analysis. Um, so in order for us to analyze Euro USD, we quickly look at assets like the XY. So this is what the XY is currently doing. It is not doing worse than we already predicted it will do. This already dropped days ago when the interest rate was announced, and this is another drop for yesterday, which shows weakness in dollar. And all this put together for me, I see as a pullback, not a structural shift per se. They are all pullback or retracement of this high rally to the upside. So we would be looking at opportunities to maybe buy Euro USD, right, as this is falling, and also opportunities to also sell Euro USD in future, maybe next month or thereabout. So this is Euro UXD trade. We did analysis yesterday, so I will say price sort of just triggered. We pointed this out and we say we are looking at selling from this level. If you were in this session yesterday, you would understand that we intended to buy from here, which I see that price didn't trigger. We intended to buy from this level up to this point here. So now price didn't trigger, but this has already triggered, and market is still running. So this already triggered from here. yesterday, and the market is still running. So this didn't trigger, this is useless now. We are no longer looking at it. So we are looking at a sell opportunity since maybe the retracement is done. If you look at the daily time frame, you might see that oh, the retracement is possibly we are done already with retracement, first level and second level, then third leg, and the market has gotten to this point. So might be looking for an opportunity to sell. This is more like an update. This would be like an update, or just put this as Euro USD update. So I'll post this in the group. If you are not in the group, find the link in any post that we made recently. You can just in the last post, the link is always there. Post the link in your browser, and then you can join the group. So next is GBP USD. This is pounds and the dollar. So we're looking at an opportunity to buy from here, which is still currently running, as you can see. And yesterday we opened we would have got an opportunity to buy from here. This didn't trigger yesterday. This didn't trigger. So, but this is still running, and this analysis was done on Monday. It triggered yesterday, and it is currently still running. This already hit TP. This one we also had on Monday. This already hit TP, and this is what we currently have. So we are still looking at we're still looking at what's the long-term analysis. So by the way, I think market has just got into TP1, right? This is our TP2, this is TP1. If you trace this, you would understand. So this, if you trace this down to this price, TP2 is 1.3656. So the general overview for GPUSD is that we are looking for an opportunity to buy this market, because we see like market is currently has established more like a bullish structure, breaking above different multiple highs to the upside, and triggering this other block here where market. So we are expected that if market continues this way, would expect the market comes down to just trigger the other block here finally again before moving to the upside. We are not looking at a sell for GBP USD, because the pound is currently stable and very strong as well. So we've had this in the from I think from last month, since on the 25th, pounds has been on a rally, and this is a retracement that would continue another rally most likely. So we expect at least first, second, and maybe the third leg around here before we look for an opportunity to sell from the supply zone. So this analysis was also done days ago. And then looking at I think we also did for Euro JPY, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, yeah, JPY. So I was saying for JPY, we already asked people to close this trade. It was USD JPY we did recently. We said, oh, USD JPY, people can look for an opportunity to, sell these assets. And this is the current update. USD JPY ETP. We already expected this to happen from the last analysis that we did yesterday, where we asked that, oh, if you are joining this trade since on Tuesday, it's better you hold, as JPY is fond of always intervening, as they hold the second largest reserve of dollar in the world. You understand? So they can intervene at any time. And once the intervention is done, you start seeing markets, start pulling up gradually. So if you've been looking at an opportunity to buy this asset, I think the time is now. The time is now. You can look for an opportunity to buy this asset. What I would just say that you wait for a close below this level a bit, and then we can look for an opportunity to buy um, JPY from say around here where this last consolidation took place. So opportunity to buy long position for this level. So USD JPY currently is CP, guys, and then we look for an opportunity to buy from here again. with the low at this level. So the low itself is about 115 pips stop loss. Let's reduce that to 100 pips. And then the high is about um, we are looking at one 226 pips. So I'll post this in the group as JPY updates. I'll post this in the group chat now for JPY updates. So if you have comments, you want to ask comments in the comment section, you can drop your comment. Or you want us to analyze any assets you are probably trading or you want to trade, you can also put that down. So I'm looking at the comments section to see if there will be, comments from anybody. While we are looking at that, I'll quickly post this in the group. For those in the group, you can make reference to what we have already said so far. Don't forget, today is the last day of the month. A lot of things will be going on. I'm seeing gold fall drastically. If I'm to share my screen, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I think I can share the group. It's just that I'll be sharing people's names and information. So I won't do that here. Probably look for a means to do that where it will be better. Just sharing my screen so that you can see what we have for. Okay, I think WhatsApp works on. You see what we have so far for the analysis that we've done for this week. USD JPY of this ETP from yesterday. And I think we also looked at AUD yesterday. Let's quickly see what that has done. AUD yesterday is not a asset that we look at like that, but it is something we talked about. So AUD is still at around the entry. This is the update for AUD still around the entry. So I'll post this one too. We also looked at, I think, crude oil. It also looked at crude oil yesterday. Let's see what's currently going on. Okay, crude oil also didn't trigger yesterday. We had crude oil here. We didn't trigger yesterday. We hope to crude oil triggers at this point, but it's currently um bearish to the downside on the 1 hour time frame. Hopefully it triggers today and we can look for an opportunity to buy these assets. I'll post the AUDNZD updates in the group chat again. AUDNZD updates. Then we also have crude oil updates in the group chat. If you want to get our analysis, always join mostly on Mondays. On Mondays, we'll do the asset overview, like what we're expecting for the week. Usually Tuesdays to Fridays will just be like update, and the likes. Even for gold, yesterday we already bought gold and we gave an update in the group for people to watch out and sell, close positions and all that. And I think some people have taken advantage of it, and gold is currently bearish to the downside. So I'll also post that update now. Maybe we'll just do an analysis on gold to see where we can join. Okay, so this is good now because we are expecting. Um, so because we are expecting a week um dollar. Sorry, let me go. So we're expecting a weak dollar I think that's also play has some influence on gold. But majorly when we're analyzing gold, we also watch out for this. I was saying something yesterday and I said that um this US 30 bond yield is also US 30 bond 10-year yield is also a very significant index that we can pay attention to. As this is rising, investors will not put money on gold. I want you to look at this. It is inversely proportional to the gold asset. So because of this only rise when there is higher interest rates and the likes of them, right? People look at this, you understand? And you know, considering what is currently going on, the war and the hawkish stance from the last reports they gave, interest rate was left the same. However, there is hawkish stance and the rest of and the likes. So what we just had for that day was just a rally based on what happened for that day. So going forward, market will adjust, stabilize, and keep up the trend again. So why this is going up, gold is expected to keep seeing going down, like keep going to the downside. So for gold, I would say if you are not in this trade, you might have missed. So for some of us would have joined this trade since this level, and it is expected that since market did not make an high, this is more like a failure swing, right? The last major swing that you see from here was from this level down to this level. Every other thing here is internal. So we have like the first level, second and third. So market already came yesterday and like swept liquidity from Monday's high. So you see the first to the second and then the third level. So this is a liquidity sweep. Let me zoom this, so it can be clear. So this happens to be like a liquidity sweep, and I map this out of this double top here. And after that happened, although it happened around 4, I think yesterday, 4. Yeah, I was on this trade yesterday. And after that happen, what we are looking at next is a continuous bearish movement of gold to the downside. However, because we are not the kind of traders that usually jump on trends, right? We wait for confirmation and then we react. Sometimes, since market, if we were here yesterday, we would have joined early from around this level. Since but we're unable to join this level, we look for an opportunity at around there. So looking at this level, we want to see for an opportunity to join around. We want to look for an opportunity to join around there today. So we look for opportunity to join at around there. So I already mapped that out. So we have sell limits here. I would love this to be above this. However, it should be too high. Is stop loss. That would be about 23.9. Say, but if you can't manage that, you can go to the smaller time frame and reduce your stop loss to this high. But it would have been better if your stop loss can be above this. So maybe this way you can cut your lot sizes. So we are looking at price coming down, breaking this pennant and giving us a sell down to our 390. This is about 2000 pips in reward. So the risk reward ratio for this trade is 8.0, as you can see. So this is what we are having, and we are closing the week with it. If it doesn't trigger, no problem. It might not trigger, you understand. It might not trigger because I can see market already had formations of if you look very well, you will see markets already at something like a steady base at around there, which would maybe return price right to the downside. That's possible. While we are watching out for this, I would drop a signal, right? Like a trade signal in case this area works, right? But I believe this one is the one I can close my eyes and just set a pending order like sell limit. Rather than setting the sell limit here, I'd rather set a sell limit here. Why am I doing that? Market has been bearish from the um, you would understand that market has been bearish from this time frame. You can see so market has been bearish. All these levels you are seeing are consolidation levels. Usually market will do like a three leg, first, second one. For my students that attend my session, they understand what I mean by first level consolidation, second level, and third leg. So after the third leg, it is most likely you'll be expecting to see another impulse wave or an impulse move from that level. So this one is what we might be regarding as our next impulse move. So for those of us that are not in this trade yet, when I made a comment yesterday in the group that you should watch out for good sell if we're already buying, because we bought this yesterday and we made like about 800 pips. We made like about 800 pips yesterday. When we got this, let me quickly see if I have that um in my okay. I have that. Yes, is in the group. Don't know if it's possible to. Okay, what you can do is maybe go look out for look out for the last video we posted on YouTube. Yeah, we posted it yesterday in the evening when the trade results, or TikTok. You can check our TikTok last post as well to check out for our gold trade for yesterday. Where gold delivered an awesome 800 pips, and then we closed TP for that trade. Okay, I was trying to see if I can post it here, but I think the file cannot be accessed. So without wasting much time, this is where we expect to sell good from, or from this place. But this place I won't be posting a signal, because when I post this on the group, people just go to take the sell limit without joining the class to actually confirm if we are looking out for a confirmation and all that. So we are looking out for a sell around there, also looking out for a sell around there. Market has started the next bearish impulse move, and we hope to see it go further to the downside. So we have sell limits on gold. So let me quickly see, let me check the chart for you have any questions, you have any asset at all in mind that you want us to quickly analyze for you, or that you want to trade, that you want us to analyze for you, please kindly let us know, or we call this a day. So yes, BTC too is also um BTC is also something that we are looking out for. We had this trade, I think, on Monday or Tuesday, I think on Monday, or no, on Monday we had this trade on Monday. It didn't play out, and since then we've not been back to BTC, but we only had this diagonal support level, resistance. Now resistance was a support level where we actually wanted to take a buy from. Market however broke below that level, and then since then we've not been near, because we are looking out for market to sweep liquidity, and I think it already happened this morning. And I think this morning we already missed an opportunity again to take this trade. Now that we are just coming in, we can be looking for an opportunity to join, say BTC sell from this level, while we have our stop loss above this level. So we're looking out for BTC sell, because the um long term view for BTC is that BTC is still bearish. However, why we were looking out for a buy opportunity was because, as usual, we'll look out for like three level consolidations, like one, two, and then the third level. But I don't think that is playing out with BTC, as BTC is trying to make consecutive lows. If you go to the smaller time frame. So you will see lower lows, lower lows. This is a break of structure to the downside, another lower low, and this might continue and break structure to the downside again. You have another lower low. So I don't think BTC would be able to make that third level consolidation. If it's will, it would have done this, because I see this as one, two, maybe three. So maybe BTC is already done with giving us this like this, one, two, and three, and then market is about to rally to the downside. So I think that is what BTC is about to do. So for us now, we'll look for an opportunity around there to take BTC from this level to the downside. So our target will be at 60,000 psychological number. So our stop loss is about 1,157 um dollar. So $1,157, and our TP is at $4,175. So that is what it is. So it means if you are using 0.1, yeah, why we don't use pips or BTC? Because BTC is kind of direct. One pip, $1. That's how it is. One pip, $1, one pip, $1 in BTC. That's how it is. So if you are depending on the, if you are using a standard lot, yeah, if you are using a standard lot. So if you are using a standard lot, yeah, you'll be risking $1,157 to make $4,175, which reward ratio is 3.61. So I'll post this in the group for BTC updates now. So put this BTC updates. Okay. So do we have anybody that wants to maybe say something? You can put it in the comment section. I can bring you up if you're on TikTok, but if you're on YouTube, you can only just make comments. And thank you for your analysis. Yeah, you're welcome, Jeremiah. God bless your efforts, sir. Solutions 15. Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for that. And um, let me see. TikTok. So nobody is putting any question. I think we are okay with what we've gotten today. So I'm wishing you guys a successful trading day ahead. Go and make most of the market. Remember today is the last day of the month. A lot of things expected to happen, but good sell is what we are looking at, and the sell is still dropping fast to the downside. So if you didn't miss the good sell from yesterday when I dropped a signal in the group, you would possibly still start with adjusting your SL bit by bit, like a trailing SL, you understand, so that you are not caught by surprise. So currently, good has made the market structure shift. This has signified that price will most likely still keep coming to the downside. After a market structure shifts, yeah, price will most likely still keep dropping to the downside. So let's watch out for whatever we can watch out for gold market. Do enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Bye.